clicked on this video, you know why we're here. I have this lovely thing. Wow, look at that. Would you look at that? Feast your eyes. She is a beaut, okay? So I have this gorgeous new bookshelf and it's been sitting empty for a couple days because I want to document the process. My parents got it for me for my birthday. Thanks, Mom and Dad. This is the best. It couldn't have been better timing because a couple of you have noticed the chaos pile of falling down books. You can't really tell from this angle. Let me please come on a tour of the chaos. So the state of my current shelves is a little bit ridiculous. This section are books that I have read, and literally you could tell every spare nook and cranny is full. And I have books on the floor there that you can't see. My TBR cart is overflowing, which is a separate problem because I'm the type of person that I'd like to have books on the shelf that I have read and books that I have not read separate in the cart or on this floating shelf here. So the plan is, with this new big shelf, is I want there to be some empty space so that as I read books from the floating shelf and the TBR cart, I can add them to the shelf without having this happen again. But I don't want the shelf to look empty in the meantime, so I may have to have some creative stacking face out solutions. You know, we're gonna explore this together. But priority number one is to clear off the chaos pile. I mean, it's like toppling over. It's bad. So that those will have to find homes. But also, I mean, I think I just want to rearrange like the whole organization because this basically doubles the amount of shelf space that I have in total, which is excellent and slightly dangerous. I'm gonna do my best not to have it go straight back to chaos. And the organization as it stands is this short little shelf. I know you can only see half of it. You'll get a better idea like as we go along the process. This little shelf is basically sci-fi fantasy, hence why it is so overflowing. And then this middle shelf, like the tall one, is graphic novels and short stories on the top shelf. The middle shelf is like a mixed bag of like contemporary historical fiction, a couple of thrillers, I don't know, romance. Like I need to expand that shelf. There is not a single inch of space on this shelf. The low shelf on this one is like miscellaneous nonfiction that I need to go through anyway. I don't even know if I want all of those. That's a separate project. This shelf is like, the top of the shelf is kind of like immediate anticipated reads or like my TBR for that month or projects, whatever. So they're easy to grab. Then next is like my language, linguistics, literature, and poetry shelf. Then is memoirs and mythology. And the bottom is like more nonfiction, kind of like specifically nature nonfiction on that one. So here's what I'm thinking, is if we go back to the new shelf, ooh, hopefully the lighting won't be too weird because it's like right in front of a window. It's kind of a misty, foggy day. But okay, I have 6 shelves on this bad boy. And also I have this chair. You're really getting a tour of my living room today. This rocking chair is usually right in front of this window, which means it's going to slightly cover probably the bottom 2 shelves. Like I'll still be able to access them, but no one is really gonna see those bottom 2 shelves. So I'm thinking I make those bottom 2 shelves my kind of not very exciting, not very sexy nonfiction books that I want to hold on to, but I don't need them to be first on display, you know? Since I know I am gonna have space on here and it is such a gorgeous shelf, like I have the space to display things. Like I might have a favorites shelf. I don't know, I might have a certain shelf for fantasy or favorite reads or random things. I don't know, I'm gonna have to explore. I think I'm gonna shut up. I'm really just stalling because this is quite the project. I haven't got a new bookshelf this whole time. I have done my due diligence with my 3 little baby shelves and they have done well for me. I'm gonna start moving stuff around. Here we go. All fit on the bottom shelf. That is so nice.
Let's fly away, just you and me. I need a little break from the city. It's been so long since we've been gone. I wanna feel that summer feel, but I don't wanna go if you ain't with me.
With room to spare, like, this is already so great. There is so much room for more random nonfiction, like miscellaneous down here. That is fantastic. Oh my god. Okay, what's next?
Paradise, paradise. You know where we're going tonight, going tonight. Paradise, paradise. I'm taking you.
Oh, by the way, if you have a problem with me being a side stacker, you should leave now. There will be much side stacking.
Let's see the sun and have some fun. I'm so tired of living life in gray, babe. And you deserve to see the world. So tell me, baby, where would you like to go? Maybe we'll drive from coast to coast, only to where we are.
For filling up 2 shelves, I have, I've cleared out 3. I'm in the best mood right now. I'm also realizing how dusty these are, which is great. I'm gonna dust these babies. And the only other nonfiction that's here now is this section that's like linguistics and literature and like reference kind of stuff and poetry, and I like having this here. Maybe it's just that I'm used to it being there. For now it's gonna stay, but don't be surprised if it changes later anyway. I think I'm just gonna take everything off and make piles. I don't know, is that counterintuitive?
Sit next to me, babe. Let this pretty view take your breath away. Baby, we deserve a break from our old ways. Cause I'm taking you to paradise, paradise. You know where we're going tonight, going tonight. Paradise, paradise. I'm taking you.
Chaos pile is gone. So that's a victory already. But now I have piles.
About the prize, yeah. Paradise, paradise. I'm taking you, paradise.
I can't decide if I want sci-fi fantasy to be all here or all on the big bookshelf. I think I'm gonna try it up there and I hope I like it and then I don't have to move it.
Girl, you're fine, not gonna lie. I just wanna make you my, yeah.
The fits. It keeps getting dark and then not dark and then it's just a whole thing, really. This fits very well. Like, I wonder if I could put the... Oh, I know what goes there. I like the top shelf. I think I'm happy with the top shelf.
Never gonna dry up. No, tell you what, let's forget about it. You got it all figured out in a way about you. Like you can't get enough of wild nights, wild nights. You work so hard, night and day, all of it so you can be the queen on Friday. It's Saturday, Sunday, Monday too. And the way you move is like you own the room.
figure out the best way to like do this because it's right by a window and it's basically golden hour, so a lot of things stacked against me as far as aesthetics, but you could see it's pretty much come together. I'm just kind of tweaking this one shelf and then it will be the mess of that half of the room. But we're almost there, we're almost there. I don't know if you just saw how perfectly that fit, but that was a little bit ridiculous.
Wild nights, tell you what, let's forget about it. You've got enough fancy friends and a way about you. Like your luck is never ever gonna dry up. No, tell you what, let's forget about it. You got it all figured out in a way about you. Like you can't get enough, you can't get enough of wild nights and high fives. High fives, yeah. And wild nights, you can't get enough, you can't get enough.
What is the lighting? Okay, this is the last time I film on a foggy day. This has been the worst lighting all day. Okay, hold on. I have plenty of room to read stuff now. I almost feel like I should switch. So basically, everything sci-fi fantasy went on the 4 blank shelves on that shelf. And I had the rest for basically graphic novels, historical fiction, and contemporary. And it's looking pretty barren. And I think I'm gonna leave it for now. It's gonna really, like, looking at this dead space is going to very much inspire me to continue to read my physical TBR. Especially stuff from these genres, but it may or may not be switched around eventually as I read, inevitably, more sci-fi fantasy, and then those get too full. I did do a bunch of face-outs and stuff on those shelves though, so that will give me room to condense later. This is still like so bright. But let me walk you through briefly what we have going on. So top shelf here is adult literary / 3 thrillers. I own, if you can even count Anxious People as a thriller, like maybe 2.5 thrillers I own. Then I have romance. Then I have young adult contemporary and thrillers. Then this middle top shelf is the one that I look at the most, and so I kind of made this my weird genre bender shelf, which I'm already very excited about. And it is honestly the most full of all of these except the graphic novels. This basically stayed, I just like moved it down because it always felt kind of top heavy when the graphic novels were here. So those are there. Then this is historical fiction. And then over here I have my language books, poetry, literature, and classics, where they were before. This has really been all over the place. The reason that it's so hard to film is that I have this giant couch in the middle of the room. That makes it very hard for you to actually see anything. But I promise I'm gonna give you a real tour. It's just really gonna wait until tomorrow when I have hopefully better lighting. Then I have short stories, and this very last bottom shelf is completely empty. So lots of potential. What a success. I'm so excited. I'm obsessed with how the big bookshelf turned out. I'll give you an overview, a slow tour of how everything turned out. Okay, top shelf is just like favorite / nostalgic YA, I guess. This is the whole Hunger Games series, the whole Lunar Chronicles series, plus Marissa Meyer's Gilded, plus the An Ember in the Ashes series. And then on top up there is the Lord of the Rings trilogy, which obviously is not YA. I don't know. I just didn't have anywhere to put it, so it's there for now. The next shelf down is some like mythology books, then Circe, Shallow Waters, When Women Were Dragons, The City We Became, Black Sun, Fevered Star, Cunning Women, my little side stack, Legends and Lattes, Midwinter Blood by Marcus Sedgwick, In Deeper Waters by F.T. Lukens, Angel Fallen World After by Susan E., The House in the Cerulean Sea, The Kiss of Deception, and Flame in the Mist and the Wrath and the Dawn by Renee Audier. Then over here I have The Wild Ones and The Young Elites by Marie Lu. Then this shelf is more sci-fi. The one before this one is like fantasy, kind of a mix of adult and YA. The sci-fi shelf we have The Black Tides of Heaven, A Thousand Pieces of You, Babel 17, An Absolutely Remarkable Thing, Sleeping Giants and Waking Gods by Sylvain Neuvel. I just haven't found the third one. A Space Between Worlds, This Shattered World and These Broken Stars, Scythe, Thunderhead and the Toll, Red Rising, Golden Sun, Morning Star. I have Dune, which just fits really nicely with the Red Rising series. Middle Game by Shannon McGuire, Janelle Monáe's The Memory Librarian, and then Vita Nostra. Then this shelf is basically middle grade. I have all of my Molly Moon collection, Howl's Moving Castle, The Girl Who Drank the Moon, Amari and the Night Brothers, and Echo by Pam Munoz Ryan. And then over here is like some little sticky tabs, a cup with some pens and bookmarks that I don't even use because I'm an animal. And then these are some little book sleeves from different Etsy shops that I love. This is the first of the nonfiction shelves. It's kind of a mixed bag. Both of them really are, but I like how it turned out. I like the way it looks. It didn't end up being as hidden as I thought it might be behind the chair, so it's nice that it looks nice. Over here I have this collection called Southern Women. Then I have Bad Girls Throughout History, Literary Witches. This is satirical quotes called The Natural Inferiority of Women, and collects a bunch of like misogynistic quotes from famous people. Then I have Brazen by Penelope Bajau, Women of Words, and then this stack is a bunch of memoirs. Wild by Cheryl Strayed, Malala's We Are Displaced, I Am Malala, Double Luck, Untamed by Glennon Doyle, Fun Home by Alison Bechtel, Wildflower by Drew Barrymore, Jennifer Finney Boylan's Good Boy, and David Chang's Eat a Peach. Then this side is kind of where my nature nonfiction went, and this is where things start to get a little bit random. I have The Meaning of Birds, Crow Planet, Braiding Sweetgrass, World of Wonders, and then all of these are gardening. Then I have North American Birds that I hauled from a little free library with the roomies. This shelf is such a mixed bag that I'm not going to go through everything. They're loosely organized. Like, this is more like kind of spiritual, a little bit of philosophy maybe. There's some self-help in here. There's like Enneagram in here. There's Elizabeth Gilbert in here, essentialism, like organization stuff. And then that half is just miscellaneous random nonfiction. And like I said, I mean, these shelves are way more empty. This stack is where I keep the books that I've read and haven't shelved because I haven't put them in a wrap-up yet. So these just are floaters in the void currently. Then this is thriller, kinda. I have Rock, Paper, Scissors by Alice Feeney, Anxious People, and The Push by Ali O'Drain. Then this is like adult literary, contemporary. I have Cleopatra and Frankenstein, Lessons in Chemistry, Olga Dies Dreaming, The Friend by Sigrid Nunez, and Breasts and Eggs by Miyako Kawakami. Then this is my cute little romance shelf, and if you don't like that it's side stacked, I don't care, I'm sorry. The Charm Offensive, Payback's a Witch, Red, White, Royal Blue, and then over here is One to Watch, Beach Read, The Hating Game, and It Happened One Summer. Finally, this lowest shelf is young adult contemporary mostly. I have Anna K by Jenny Lee, Ace of Spades, A Very Large Expanse of Sea, Does My Body Offend You? And then I also added this series by Anna Godbersen, The Lux, Rumors, Envy and Splendor, which is historical, young adult historical romance that I've been meaning to reread for years. But for now it lives here. The middle shelf on top here is like physical books that I'm currently reading, and you can see there's way too many to be up there. I know. Don't worry about it, it's fine. That's also where I keep my Kindle, is up on the top here. Then this shelf is kind of my genre bender, quote unquote, like weird books shelf, starting with over here I have Outlaws by Anna North, The Immortalist by Chloe Benjamin, A Special Place for Women, The Lost Apothecary, The Atmospherians by Isle McElroy, The King of Infinite Space by Lindsay Fay. And then in my stack, I have The Memory Collectors by Kim Neville, No One Is Talking About This by Patricia Lockwood, Elsewhere by Gabrielle Zevin, and Drive Your Plow Over the Bones of the Dead. Then I have the graphic novel shelf. So over here is Embodied, which is a like graphic poetry collection, Twisted Romance, which is short stories, Gender, which is like nonfiction, like graphic nonfiction. This is usually where Mouse volumes 1 and 2 go, but my mom is borrowing those. Then I have March volumes 1 and 2. Then in this little like block that's very satisfying to me, I have Day Tripper by Fabio Moon and Gabriel Ba, Little Bird volume 1, Saga, like randomly Saga volume 8, because it's the only one that didn't get lost in the mail when I moved to California from Missouri. Fun facts. Proxima Centauri, Huck Volume 1, which I think is my boyfriend's, but I put it in here because it completes this like perfect block. Then Paper Girls, Copra Round 1, and then this perfect like short stack for like the shrimpy ones, you know? Witches of Brooklyn Volume 1, Seance Tea Party, Displacement by Kiku Hughes, Tetris by Box Brown, Witchy Volume 1, On a Sunbeam by Tilly Walden, and then down here is The Encyclopedia of Early Earth by Isabel Greenberg. Then this little guy is Flight Volume 2, because again, I have to recollect every volume of Flight from when they were lost. Behind it are some more of like my boyfriend's graphic novels. I have Hawkeye, some Star Wars, Avengers, and then Nimona is back there. I don't know why I put Nimona back there. And Adventure Zone, which is also Wesley's. Okay, bottom shelf, this is historical fiction. And I'm actually impressed with myself that I have, like, this is generally one of the more full shelves on this side of the room. And I didn't even think I was that much of a historical fiction reader. So that's fun. I have The Nightingale, The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, City of Girls, The Library of Legends, Beasts of a Little Land, and The Book of Longings. Then in this little stack is House of the Spirits by Isabel Allende, The Rose Code by Kate Quinn, The Alice Network by Kate Quinn, and The Japanese Lover by Isabel Allende. Alright, the third and final stretch. Again, this on top here is like immediate anticipated TBR and stuff. This shelf, like I mentioned a few times, is just miscellaneous like language, literature, poetry. So I'll just quickly run through all of these in case you were curious. This is just Language by Edward Sapir, Language and Thought, Patterns in the Mind, and Lamott's Bird by Bird, What We See When We Read, Dictionary of Linguistics, Story Arcana, Set the Page on Fire, The Art of Language Invention. In the stack is selected poems of Wordsworth's, Alejandro Zambra's Multiple Choice, The Sun and Her Flowers, Black Imagination, Lin-Manuel Miranda's Good Morning, Good Night, A Man of My Words, Ain't I a Woman, Storyteller, which is a poetry collection, The Iraqi Nights, which is more poetry, this collection of Distant Rain, and then down here on the bottom is Illustrated Wordsworth. This is a like sensual cookbook that just cracks me up. It's called Fork Me, Spoon Me. Then I have Little Women, The Alchemist, Notes of a Crocodile, Flannery O'Connor, Complete Stories. This is a book called The Sensuous Woman, is like kind of hilarious. It's from a few decades ago that I found used. The Fourth Estate, A History of Women in the Middle Ages, Smart Girls, Gifted Women, and Women in the 18th Century. And this is the very bare shelf because I own a bunch of short story collections, but apparently I don't read very many of them, or I haven't yet. So this is the short story collection shelf, soon to be full, hopefully. But for now it has Ayako Matsuda's Where the Wild Ladies Are, a Blackout, which is a YA short story collection, Strange Beasts of China, Summer Days and Summer Nights, and Because You Love to Hate Me. And then this bottom shelf is totally empty, so I'm not going to show you that. That is the bookshelf tour. Thanks for coming along. This was a very fun time. I'm so excited to have all this extra space and fill up all of this empty space. I would love to know how you organize your bookshelves. Hi. Because I'm definitely a genre and vibes, and I do separate read versus unread. So it's 100% by genre. I can't, it just would stress me out not having genres together. And I know that people feel that same way about organizing by height or by color or by author or whatever. So I don't know. I just think it's interesting. That's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Give your dog a big hug for me, and I will see you tomorrow. Love you, bye!